Hello.
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 Hello. Hello. That's how the Stooges did it, Ron. And this is Boomer Bongo Boulevard. Ron, season 3, episode 9, number 99. That means number 100 is next up.
99, I know.
I guess we'll have to, I don't know, do it from a bubble bath or something to celebrate.
Yeah.
How would we ask ourselves, how would the Stooges do it? And that's who we're talking about tonight, are the Three Stooges who had, they were not maybe boomers, but they had an influence on boomers. We used to see them in the, you don't see that they were called the Three Stooges, but to the folks that really love them, they're just the Stooges.
The Stooges, yeah.
By the way, don't forget to subscribe. We talk about things like the Stooges all the time, Robert Duvall, that kind of thing. They started off in vaudeville in 1922, and the final Stooge activity took place in 1970. That's a run right there. Not all the same guys all the time, but there were 6 different guys making up the Stooges. But the ones
there was always, let's see, Moe and Larry. They were the constant.
Moe and Larry,
yeah,
and Curly until he had a stroke in the 50s. And when they would introduce on TV, they would say, and sometimes Shemp. And of course, there were two other.
Shemp actually was the third Stooge before Curly.
It gets convoluted. It gets pretty convoluted. The Stooges, with only 6 people involved total in the Stooges, you would think it'd be less complicated, but there were the Howard boys, the 3 brothers that made up 2 of the Three Stooges, were at different times. 3 guys making up 2 of the Three Stooges. The math is off the table. But they were all knew each other, and they were all friendly with each other, and they swapped out when they needed a guy. Somebody else would step in, and that all is. If you watch them and know anything about them, you know all mostly about that. But maybe you didn't know that there were so many brothers involved. Maybe you didn't know any of them were brothers if you just watched the show. But man,
they were funny.
Oh, they were funny. That's all we cared about. We were little kids, and the Stooges came out. Their shorts were maybe 45 minutes, I guess, or 40 minutes.
Oh, some of them were only like 10, 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah, just
real short.
They were great for TV, and the TV stations used to plug them in everywhere. I guess they really don't. I don't know that you really have.
Oh, they're still around. They still get shown. I've seen them not too long ago. Like I would have like American music movie classics on, like during the night, going to sleep. Happen to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, and it's like, doing their stuff, and they're showing. Like say they've got a spare 10, 15 minutes between movies, they're going to show, boom, Stooges short.
Is there any better example of slapstick comedy than the Three Stooges?
I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, paw fights, slap.
Hey, you wise guy.
Punching each other in the nose. And the thing that kind of makes me laugh thinking back about him was this weird relationship that everybody just took for granted. The concept of, I guess every Stooge film was there were these 3 guys that were all good friends, yet they were hitting each other, but they all had the same job. They always all worked at the same place. They always hung out together. And Moe thought that he was smarter than the rest, but how smart could he be when he's hanging out with Curly and Larry all the time?
I figured he was smarter than that porcupine,
What was their self-image? What did they think of themselves? I mean, if the Stooges were real characters, what did they think of themselves? There was this one guy they let beat on them all the time. They came back for more. It just you ever watch NCIS?
No, I actually don't, but I get the concept and know the show. Yeah,
Mark Harmon was the head guy at NCIS for years. I mean, the characters on TV. He was the head of the NCIS unit, and first several years of the show, he'd whack the other agents on the back of the head, his underlings, when they made a mistake or said something stupid or were in the wrong place at the wrong time. He just reach out and whack them on the head. He was he owes a debt to the Three Stooges. He owes a debt to Mo Howard.
Well, he doesn't realize it'd been a hell of a lot funnier if he'd have done it like this.
Or grab their nose,
them with
hit them with a pie. Give me a pie. Hit them.
And there's a lot of stuff that the Stooges have influenced, like the very first scene of the classic movie Lethal Weapon with Mel Gibson.
Oh,
when he fights the guys at the, where he's arresting the guys at the Christmas tree farm where he's, undercover. He does that.
I remember
that. Off the face before he starts, karate chopping them.
The Stooges in karate, that doesn't even.
No,
that blows my mind. Can you imagine if
Mel liked the Stooges, so he threw them in there.
Why didn't somebody ever think of that? Put the Stooges in a karate movie, team them up with young Bruce Lee, and instead of the slaps and the punches and the bops on the top of the head, kung fu movements and flips. Can you see all those guys? Oh yeah. Curly with the big bow. They all just the bad guys come in, the Stooges all get back to back to back, and their noises are kind of karate movie noises anyway.
That's why I was
doing. You did a great job with Curly. You just merged his sounds right into a karate movie. By the way, all the Stooges: Mo Howard, Larry Fine, Curly Howard, Joe Besser, Curly Joe Dorita, and Shemp Howard. So the three Howard brothers there, and they did 190 short films between 1934 and 1959, and that's mostly what's shown on TV. The old Columbia Pictures, the old black and white.
The funny thing is they kind of started out way before Boomer time, but they were huge during Boomer time. It was like, they made huge comeback in the 60s.
Yep.
Because of people, that they got their shorts and they made them into like a television show for like Saturday mornings for kids. Right. And, then that kind of ran its course. But then in the 80s, when I was in college, I remember the Stooges like gangbusters, man, like late night TV. And somebody even did a song on MTV, which, I'm just going to go ahead and call it Song of the Week.
The Curly
Shuffle.
By
the Curly Shuffle.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Hey, Mo. Hey, Mo. Hey, Mo. Hey, Mo.
That's it.
Jump in the Saddle. Jump in the Saddle was the band, by the way. Ron, that was 1984.
Yeah.
And I guess we remember one of the key things in Boomer life was the television options continuing to evolve and multiply. And as they did, there was a need for content. And boy, anybody that put out 190 shorts in black and white,
from 10 minutes to a half an hour. I mean,
that fit right in.
Versatile right there.
Sure. Superstation, all those guys were out there looking for content, and they were happy to. And by the way, today there's a Three Stooges YouTube channel that for those of you who love the Stooges or can't get enough of them, and so you can get them anytime. What's the closest thing to the Stooges after them? I mean, they're unique, but Monty Python maybe a little.
Yeah, possibly. That would probably be the closest. Either that or, hey, I tell you something would be close. Harvey Korman and Tim Conway.
Tim Conway, yeah.
Yeah, that would be the most closest thing I could think of for being just that crazy slapstick.
Yeah, well, nobody does slapstick like the Stooges did
Yeah.
slapstick, but yeah, you're probably right about that. I was thinking in the movies we might have closer. I thought of three people that depend heavily on slapstick: Will Ferrell,
Oh
Adam
yeah.
Sandler, and old day Chevy Chase. The Christmas
Yeah.
Vacation movies, the getting
Hmm.
electrocuted. That's a Stooge standard. Put your
I
finger in
would
the
I
light
would go
socket.
closer to Adam Sandler because he sticks closer to that, I
Oh yeah,
think,
oh
than
yeah,
anybody
movie in
else.
and movie out, sure.
Yeah.
But gosh, Will Ferrell's pretty close in Elf.
Yeah.
Just that movie's very slapstick, but slapstick humor. I mean, it comes and goes, but
Yeah.
there's not
And
that
it's
many
very hard
people.
to do. It's not like an
Yeah.
easy thing. I
Well,
mean, not a lot of people can do it.
well, who's willing to? I mean,
I don't know.
you get you get injured.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase famously has a horrible back, has
Yeah.
horrible back issues because of all the slapstick humor he did. I don't know about Will Ferrell. I suspect they've gotten a few bruises over the years
Boy, I'll tell
from
you, a
doing
big time
Stooge type humor.
slapstick star was John Ritter.
True, right?
Holy crap!
There we
On
go.
Three's
John
Company,
Ritter would be.
man, his whole thing, his whole spiel was slapstick. All the falls and all that stuff.
That's true. John Ritter.
Yeah, he was the
He,
master. He was the
it would
modern
be,
master.
boy, if he were still around and we could interview him, that would be a great question, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
John, do you feel like you owe anything to the Three Stooges?
yeah,
And if not, why not? Because we
yeah,
can
yeah.
offer.
Because he definitely.
So, favorite Stooge moment. When you think about the Stooges, what do you think about?
Well, everything is Curly to me. Curly is just one of the funniest all-time comedians ever. And I told you about this one. Hey, it's a little dirty, but it's really funny. Where it shows this guy asking him, he goes, "You're so stupid, you can't even spell cat." And he goes, "That's not true. CAT, pussy."
That's more than a little dirty, Ron. More than a little dirty. The thing that I was thinking about when I think about Three Stooges, they made full length movies. They weren't
Yeah,
crazy successful, but they did
that was
make
later
full
on. They
length
didn't really
movies.
make any big ones until they were about done. With
Well, I remember in
Joe
the
Besser.
'60s. Yeah, I don't know what year it was, but I remember in the '60s going to see
Yeah,
the Three Stooges meet Snow White.
yeah.
And they had some ice skating queen of the
Mhm.
time. I think somebody named Heiss, Heiss, I think.
Oh gosh, what was
Heiss.
her name?
And no, her name was Heiss,
Yeah,
Heiss, her last name. I think it might have
yeah,
been Carol Heiss. But
yeah.
they made a movie with her, and she was playing the role of Snow White. And they, instead of the Seven Dwarfs, she had the Three Stooges. And it's a pretty good idea, pretty good
Yeah,
concept. Wasn't successful, lost money, lost a couple $1 million back in the day when it was hard to lose a couple
yeah,
$1 million on a movie. But they just, I don't know, the long form, they do kind of wear you out. I think that
yeah. They
short
do.
form
It's better
works
with a short
works
form. Yeah,
well for the frantic slapstick that they did. Just every second was filled with slipping down and falling out windows and all. And I guess maybe a couple hours of that just is too much for people. And that's why they didn't do any better with full length films than they did. But man, it's kind of surprising that there aren't more shorts made. I guess there are a lot of shorts made, but
most
you
of
have
them
to
are
find they're on
animated
YouTube.
now.
Well, they're all on YouTube. There are a lot of people that just got out of directorial school or just decided to make movies, and they're making them and putting them on YouTube, and they are
Well,
pretty
see,
funny.
I make them with AI. I mean, a lot of
Oh,
people,
sure,
you
yeah.
just come up with something, and
Uh, it's a great way to lose 3 hours or 4 hours or 5 hours sitting there just watching a
yeah.
short after 10 minutes, 12
Yeah, because
minutes.
it's so funny, you watch stuff and you go like, I only got a few minutes, and then the next thing you know, you've blown through like 4 hours.
Yeah, it just hit
You
me
might as
though.
well watch two movies.
You can go watch the shorts that you can find on YouTube and other places. Most of them are little comedic, mildly comedic, or very
Yeah,
serious, or horror, or psychological. Not much slapstick.
Mm.
There's a place. We're too old to do it, but if anybody's watching this and looking for ideas, there's a place, I think, for shorts on YouTube doing slapstick. Because I don't think I've
Lucy and Bibb did
happened
it a
upon that
lot.
much. What?
Lucy and Bibb did a lot. Laverne and Shirley, they're
Right.
predecessors. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, they're later on. They did it a lot.
Who's doing slapstick on TV now, though?
Yeah, nobody. That was one of the last slapstick shows I remember was
Yeah.
Three's Company and Laverne and Shirley.
I mean, you might get an occasional pratfall. You used to get a nod, a little slapstick nod.
Maybe a little bit of Steve Urkel, maybe.
Yeah, Steve Urkel. I was going to say Frasier would do a little
Yeah.
slapstick. Usually about once a show, they do some kind of crazy little slapstick thing. You get a little bit on Friends occasionally,
Yeah.
but it's just not. It's not
happen
not
anymore.
there like
Yeah.
it was. It was never been big, but the Stooges
Yeah.
took it over for a while, and there wasn't much room for anybody else. I guess that's the way to wrap it up. By the way, I want to remind everybody, Ron, once again to hit the subscribe button, because we can always use a few more subscribers. We've been getting more lately, and we appreciate you.
We have 138, and we need 500. We're getting there.
Why do we need 500? I'm sorry.
That's one of our goals we got to hit. So hey.
Really? Okay. Well, so we can at least
if we want to get paid sometime, we got to get 500.
Hey, have you ever been recognized?
You want us to get paid, because if we don't, we're going to quit doing it.
No,
No, we won't. We'll keep doing it.
Hey, have you gotten recognized from doing this yet? Because I have not.
What's that now?
Have you gotten recognized from doing this yet?
No, hell no, not at
all. I've had people do double takes, but I think that was because I was walking funny or something. Hey, aren't you my grandfather? No. All right, Ryan, that's it for now. Don't forget, our song of the week was the Curly Shuffle by Jumping the Saddle. If you've never heard it, definitely look it up. It is fun. At your next party, play that thing and yell, "Hey Mo," when they say "Hey Mo" in the middle of the thing.
Hey Mo, hey Mo,
hey Mo, hey Mo, and with that we are gone. We're out of here.